I just needed to share this in short. The multitudes loved Jesus as long as he provided the bread, as long as he fed them with the fishes, and as long as he was telling them some nice things, as long as it was a hot tub Christianity he was talking about. But the rubber met the road when he looked them in the eye and he said, "You must eat my body and drink my blood." And they looked at him like he wasn't the same Jesus they had been listening to for 3 years. What am I talking about? When the going gets tough, sometimes you doubt whether this was what you were called for. When things look difficult, when it seems like the world is falling apart, you doubt that it's the real Jesus who called you. But remember, we are in a battlefield and we must fight against the works of darkness. Just like the children of Israel were given the land that it was flowing with milk and honey, yet there were the ites, the Jebusites, the Perizzites, the Hittites, the Hivites. Those 5 tribes were there and they had to conquer them. Yes, God has given us free salvation, and I am grateful that by the death of Jesus Christ, we have received free salvation. But then in this salvation, just like John had to eat the wild honey and the locusts, you cannot focus on the wild honey because you will forget that there are locusts along the way. You have to chase after locusts. You have to kill them. You have to remove the feathers. You have to break their legs, and then you have to eat them. In our wilderness, we have to encounter locusts. But together with the locusts is also the honey. Friend, our journey is not always smooth. It's not always a straight path. It calls for your listening ear to be listening and to be attentive. It calls for your internal eyes to have a clear eyesight, to see where the Lord is leading you. A cause for calmness, a cause for rest, a cause for isolation, a cause for seclusion, where it is you and the Lord and nobody else, where you can hear the heartbeat of God, where you can experience the touch that nobody else is experiencing. It is important to have a time of intimacy with the Holy Spirit where nobody else, no husband, no wife, no child, no parent, no friend, no pastor, no prophet, nobody else goes in the inner chamber with the Master, with you. That is where you receive things that nobody will know that you received. Let me share this with you. Saul was a murderer, but on the day he was converted, he heard the voice of God. He reached a point where all the fighting he had done, where all the persecution he was planning, where all the plans he had in mind came to an end when he hit the ground and his physical eyes couldn't see anymore. The Bible says they got scales. So therefore, it was even painful for him to open them. But while he was there, he heard the voice, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" And at that time, he knew this is not the voice of his comrades. This is not the voice of the high priest who had given him the authorization to go and persecute the church. This is not the voice of a friend. This is not the voice of his parents or his family members or his relatives. He recognized it. And the moment he heard the voice of God, he responded, "What must I do?" Friend, ask the Lord, "What must I do?" And when you ask him that question, I promise you, he will give you clear answers. I have been there. He has given me clear answers. When I say to the Lord, "If you are the one who saves, save me now, and I'll never turn back." And he spoke and he said, "I will save you and I will sustain you." He has sustained me these 35 years and more. And I am grateful, forever grateful. I love hearing the voice of God. Every time he has told me to go somewhere and I have obeyed, I have seen positive results, and I have come out victoriously, because where he sends, he also backs with his power. Where he speaks, he also backs his word with his presence, with his power, and you come out victoriously. God bless you.